Emmett, Idaho, farm country, and behind me is a spread that's owned by Vaughn and Lisa Jensen. Over the past 28 years, they've raised crops, raised a family of 4 girls and a boy, and now have raised their relationship to an entirely different level, a higher level. They do triathlons.
In the fall of 1981, when we decided to get married, I was farming with my father and my brother-in-law in a dairy operation. And we decided that we wanted to do something of our own. And so we leased a couple 80-acre parcels and got a loan from the bank and rented a small house. And we started our marriage and our farming operation at the same time.
Was that the start? How about this?
I suppose the idea was put in my head about 29 years ago when I watched a Magnum PI episode where he was supposedly in that Kona Ironman.
Then again, what you're about to hear was the beginning of something very big.
As I was growing up, I used to run the hay swather and do some custom hay swathing, and one of the people I swathed hay for was her uncle and her grandfather, and I knew them before I ever met her.
Actually, all 3 of those statements represented the genesis of a lifelong commitment to farming, to family, and the pursuit of a grueling athletic goal. This is the story of Vaughn and Lisa Jensen, who personify the ideal of accepting challenges together.
I worked in the fields. I topped corn every year to earn money for clothes to wear to school, and hoed beets and beans, and in the winter I scrubbed the miller's dairy barn.
Just like Vaughn, Lisa grew up as a farmer and learned how to work. Perhaps that kind of upbringing prepared them for their life ahead, which focused on family and on farm.
I would go out with Vaughn irrigating, and that was about it. He had me driving the peanut tractor. I remember that.
She did the best job raking hay of anybody that I had do it.
They worked tirelessly together, raising primarily shelled corn, Timothy alfalfa for the horse market, and also custom harvesting. As the years went by, another crop. Along came a boy and 4 girls. Oh, the joy and love of a family working together, hard. But isn't it odd how life seems to treat almost all of us to the same fate? No matter how hard you try, as you age, your metabolism changes.
He could do his work, but he was getting out of shape and he was getting heavy. And you just don't feel good, and you don't feel good about yourself sometimes when you get fat.
We're in an age of technology, and we don't get the exercise, especially the regular exercise that we used to get in the farm community, and we need it.
So, Vaughn and Lisa, again, together as a team, decided that Vaughn would realize a lifelong dream and start training for triathlons. These are the most exacting of competitions on the human body, involving swimming, bicycling, and running great distances. And of course, they did it together.
Well, Vaughn's family was a dairy, and he was expected to work on the dairy, and he wasn't allowed to do sports. And sports has always been a part of my life. I made a college basketball team, and we thought we knew how to swim, but when we first started swimming, we couldn't even swim the length of the pool. We didn't know how to swim with our face in the water.
But that didn't stop either one of them. Together they learned technique and endurance. Out of the pool, it was on to doing road work and learning to ignore the pain.
The knees depends upon how far I'm into the run. After about 12, 13 miles, I do notice them. We run on our farm roads, and I really like that. The bicycle is easier on the joints. Lisa does really well in that. I like the long bike rides because you do have to focus on pacing and endurance, but also that gives you enough time to take a break from your work.
Vaughn uses the term marathons over and over in conversations, but it's a metaphor. Building a farm is a marathon. Raising a family is a marathon. He'll even admit that his marriage of 28 years has been a marathon with special challenges. But he and Lisa have now taken the term to a literal interpretation. In June, for his 50th birthday, Vaughn competed in the Boise 70.3 IRONMAN. Later that fall, competed in the Columbia River Power Marathon in Hermiston. Also, Vaughn and Lisa have competed twice together in Emmett's Most Excellent Triathlon, as well as the Ontario Sprint Triathlon sponsored by the Ontario Aquatic Centre. Did they win? Well, not if your only definition is to be the first to cross the finish line.
When we did our first triathlon, our goal was to finish. And we did. And it doesn't matter if you cross that finish line, sorry. If you cross that finish line in first place or dead last, you still feel like a winner because you did it.